In today's tutorial, let's learn how to do one of the blocks for the 4 blocks of the baby sampler Afghan. That's coming up right after this. Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd as well as yarnspirations.com. I'm your host Mikey. Today we're going to work on the baby sampler Afghan. This is one of 4 videos in order to complete that Afghan. There are 4 different types of blocks and each one have some unique stitching that is really quite amazing. So I don't say that this is a hard Afghan, but you will definitely learn some new stitches. So within today's tutorial you're going to learn one of the blocks that you see here, and then there's 3 other tutorials. In order to find them really quickly, you can always come on the crochetcrowd.com, enter the baby sampler Afghan into the actual search engine, and then all 4 of these videos will be in one article so that you can quickly scan through. So without further ado, let's start one of the blocks now. Each one of the blocks that we have for the sampler, there's only 12 blocks in total, so there's only 4 different types of blocks, so therefore you'll need to do 3 of each block in order to complete the configuration that you see. The color choices that you're seeing here are just completely optional. Again, you can make it customized to suit whoever it's going to be gifted to. The Afghan calls for Caron Simply Soft. Now you'll notice that the Caron Simply Soft, the drape is very beautiful on these and the luster is great. It's a premium acrylic and so it turns out really quite fabulous. Today's tutorial I'm going to be using Bernat Super Value in order to show you, because that's what I'm choosing to use. Of course you just have to make sure that the hook complements the yarn, and you'll need a size 6mm size J crochet hook today. Now today's instructions, they are not provided in crochet diagram format, so they're only in written words, and that's why there's a tutorial today. And basically you don't see a lot of instructions because there's a lot of repeat stuff going on within these blocks, and so all you just need to do is pay attention to the amount of rows that you're doing. Okay, so the finals is a round, and basically it's the border that goes around each one of the squares, so you need to really carefully pay attention to the row numbers, because I don't believe, if I remember, I did these a while back, not all the rows are the exact same height. And the reason for that is that not all the stitches are the same height. So basically you just gotta continue to watch for these rows, and then the final has a round that is on each one of them, and it makes for a beautiful border. This is block number 2 of the baby sampler Afghan. In this one we're gonna be doing some bobble work, as you can see that they're popping out, and then there's fans that are extending right over top of the bobbles that you see. So there's a lot of instructions in here because the bobble shifts over, like you see it goes up in kind of a zigzag, and because of that they have to write more rows in order to compensate for that. But once you actually understand the concept, it's just a matter of how you start on the edges that make the difference of where your bobbles end up being. So this is not a really complicated one. It is a one-sided pattern, so the other side you can just see the bobbles there, or sorry, just the fan work. You don't see any bobbles at all. So even if the Afghan is turned upside down, it's not a deal breaker because it still looks quite fabulous. So without further ado, let's start dissecting the instructions, and let's get started. So let's begin. Remember, 6mm size J crochet hook today. Use Caron Simply Soft or an equivalent yarn. And today I'm using Bernat Super Value, and it's a great little color here. Matches the color of my hook. So here we have, it says the chain 38. So remember that the slip knot never counts as 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So please go all the way to number 38, and I'll be right back and we'll start for row number 1. So now we have chain 38. So what I need you to do for row number 1, says second chain from the hook, so we just count back. So there's 1 and 2. Just turn it over, get the back hump only. It does a better edge if you do the back hump only. It's just 1 strand, and single crochet. Once you do the first one, the chain stays upside down, and you just can go into each one of these back humps that you see. So just for this particular row, just single crochet in each one of those back humps all the way across your chain. And I'll meet you back on the other side, and we'll start the next row, which is number 2. So I've come all the way across, and I've done single crochet right into the last chain, and then let's turn our work and move up for row number 2. So row number 2 is when we're gonna start doing some fun fancy footwork. So let's begin that next. Let's begin row number 2. So we're gonna chain 3. So 1, 2, and 3, and it says that counts as a double crochet here and throughout. So it says double crochet into the next 5 stitches. So let's just do that. So we're just gonna take this pattern step by step. So double crochet for 1, go to the next stitch, double crochet for 2, 3, 4 and 5. So now we're gonna do a bobble next. To do a bobble for this particular pattern, here's how you're gonna do it. So you're gonna wrap the hook going into the next stitch. Yarn over and pull through and hold that on your hook. You need to do this a total of 5 times in a row. So that was 1. So wrap the hook first, yarn over going into the same stitch, pull the yarn through and hold. That was 2. Wrap the hook, same stitch, pull through and hold. That was 3. Wrap the hook, same stitch, pull through. That was 4. And then wrap the hook, go through the stitch, pull through, and that was 5. So there's a whole heaping amount of stuff going on this particular pattern here. So what we have to do is that we have to pull this yarn now through the entire bobble, but not through everything. We want to pull it through until we have one stitch that we don't touch, or one loop that we don't touch. So we're just gonna wrap the yarn and pull through everything. You just gotta take your time getting it through. Your tension has a lot to do with everything on how easy this is gonna go, just like so. So there is your bobble, and so now you'll have 2 loops left on your hook. Just yarn over and pull through the final 2, and that is how to do a bobble, and I will review that once again. So to continue the pattern, we just immediately start in the next stitch and we double crochet for the next 5 in a row. So 1 and 2, 3, 4 and 5. And then we're gonna do another bobble. So in the next stitch we're gonna do a bobble. So yarn over into the next stitch, pull through and hold. So that was 1 of 5. Yarn over in, pull through and hold. That was 2. Yarn over, same stitch, pull through, 3. Yarn over in, pull through. That was 4. Yarn over, going in, pulling through, and that was 5. So you want to yarn over and pull the string all the way through until all of this section leave one left on your hook. So yarning over, pulling it through everything. See how easier that was? I was getting used to it. So now you'll have 2 loops left on your hook. Yarn over and pull through the final 2. Okay, so let's review this one more time. So it's gonna be 5 double crochets again in a row. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And then the next one is a bobble. So let's review. So yarn over, going in, pulling through, hold, 1, going in, pull through, 2, going in, pull through, 3, going in, pull through, 4, going in, pull through, 5. Yarn over, pull through everything except for that last loop. The yarn over and pull through that last loop again. So continue next 5 double crochets and then a bobble. Continue to do that all the way across, and I'll meet you back on the other side where I'll show you how to finish this row. So this is row number 2. So once you're coming all the way across, you're gonna be left with 6 empty stitches. So once you get your final bobble in, the final 6 are 1 double crochet into each. Okay. So remember what I showed you already, that the bobbles look like they zigzag. So what's gonna happen is that in the next time we do the bobbles are gonna appear in between here and in between the edges. So that just gives you an indication of what's gonna happen further on in this project. So I'm just double crocheting right to the end, and then we're gonna turn our project and go up for row number 3. So this is row number 3. You are going to be doing a repeat patterns from this particular row for the duration, also for this particular block. So let's begin row number 3. It says to chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, and it says to 3 double crochets in the first double crochet. Okay, so it's gonna be 3 double crochets in the first one. So right there. So 1, 2 and 3, and it says to skip the next 2 double crochets, which I'm going to, and then single crochet into the next. So let's begin. We're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Now it says in the instructions 3 double crochets in the first double crochet. So right underneath it put in 3 more double crochet into the same stitch. 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so that's all in the first one. So let's begin. Skip 2 crochets here and go to the third for a single crochet, just like that. It says skip 2 more double crochets or 2 more crochets, so you got these here and you're right onto the bobble is your next stitch. In the tops of the bobbles you're gonna put 7 double crochets. So just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So here's your repeat pattern going all the way across. You were going to skip the next 2 double crochets, go to the third one for a single crochet. Okay, and now here's your skip the next 2, go right on top of the next bobble for 7 more double crochets. So that's how easy row number 3 is. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So as soon as you get that done for this row, skip the first 2 double crochets, single crochet into the third one, skip 2 more double crochets and go into the top of the next bobble for 7 more double crochets. Continue that same thing going all the way across, and I'll meet you at the end of the row, show you how to finish this row, and then let's move up then to row number 4. So when you're coming up to the final, so I've just put in 7 double crochets into the last bobble that you saw here. I'm skipping 2 and single crocheting into there, and then I'm going to only put in 3 double crochets right in the final. So 1, so it's a double crochets right into the final stitch. Actually, I apologize, we're actually going to be putting in 4 double crochets into the final stitch. That makes sense. So there's 4 there instead. Okay, so that's how you're gonna finish this. So you can see you got your bobbles, you got your fans over top. Now it's time to begin row number 4. Let's begin row number 4. So we're just gonna turn our work again like so, and let's begin, and it says to chain 3. So 1, 2 and 3, and it says double crochet into the next 2 double crochets. So the next 2 is just 1 double crochet each, like so, and it says to skip the next double crochet right there, and it says, and this is where it's gonna be a single crochet right there, and you're going to do a bobble right into there. So you're putting bobbles right into the single crochet spots that you see. That's how you recognize it. So remember, wrap and through, pull through, and do that 5 times. So we've already covered how to do the bobbles. Okay, yarn over, pull through everything except for the last loop, and then yarn over, pull through. So you're gonna skip the next stitch here. Okay, the next double crochet, just go to the second one over, and you're gonna put 5 double crochets in a row. So 1, and keep going across, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So if you remember that there was a total of 7 in the fans, so you've skipped over the first one, you got 5 in there, so you'll have 1 left over at the end. So immediately you're gonna skip this last one and just do another bobble right into the single crochet spot right in the middle of the 2 fans. There's 3, 4 and 5. Okay, yarn over, pull through everything. Your tension has a lot to do with how successful you are on this, and pull through and skip the next stitch, and the next 5 double crochets in a row is what you're going to be doing next. So continue that same patterning going all the way, and I'll meet you at the end of the row, show you how to finish this row, and this is row number 4. So you can see it's not a really big deal at all. So as you're coming up all the way across, and remember we're doing their 5 fans, so I've just done my 5 double crochets in a row, so I'm skipping 1 stitch, and here's the single crochet, so there'll be a bobbin right there. 3, 4 and 5. So there's my bobbin. Okay, so now we're gonna skip one stitch. There will only be 3 stitches left, and so the final 3 stitches will be 1 double crochet into each. So that's how you complete row number 4, and you'll have to revisit this row in the future. And so let's move up to row number 5. Let's turn our work and move up to row number 5. So this time we're going to be doing some more fancy footwork, and we're gonna be adding fans, but this time the fans will be over top of these sections here. Okay, so this time, last time they were here, and that's what separates this row from the first row that we did to what these rows are here. To do this row, this is row number 5. We're gonna chain 1 first, and it says to single crochet into the first double crochet, so single crochet into the first, and it says to skip the next 2 stitches, which is perfect. Okay, these are double crochets, and we want to put 5 double crochets into the 7 double crochets in top of the next bobble. Okay, so here it is, and you want to put 7 double crochets there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. And now this time we're gonna skip the next 2 stitches, so 1 and 2. There's only 5 of them here, so you're gonna skip the next 2 stitches, single crochet into the third one, and then skip the next 2 and start your fan again with the 7 double crochets right over top of this one. So let's begin. We're gonna skip the first 2, single crochet into the third, skip the next 2, okay, which is there, and go right to the top of the bobbin for another 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, like so. Skip the next 2, third one over, single crochet, skip the next 2, and then another 7 right on top of the next bobbin. Please do that all the way across. I'll meet you at the end of this row, and I'll show you how to finish. Coming up to the end of the row, I've got my 7 in here. Skip the next 2 double crochets, and then just single crochet into the top of the turning chain, and that completes off row number 5. Let's go for row number 6. Let's turn our work again. So here we go again, and we're about to start. So chain 3 to start. 1, 2 and 3. So this time on this row, what we're doing is that the bobbins are gonna appear back in the center once again. So they were over here, and now they're gonna be moving back to the center. So if that helps you understand, great. It says skip the next double crochet, just like so, and double crochet into the next 5. So here's your group of 7 again. So we're skipping the first one, so we're only going into the 5. Okay, that's in there, and we're skipping the last one. So double crochet into the first 5 stitches. So 1, after you skip that first one, of course. So 3, 4 and 5. Okay, so we're now gonna skip this last stitch of the fan underneath and go to the single crochet and bobbin once again. 2, 3, 4 and 5. Pull through everything, pull through the 2. So there's a bobbin. So we skip the first one and go to the second one over and just do another 5 in a row. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, skip the next one, go to the single crochet, and it's another bobbin. So please do the same configuration going all the way across, and I'll meet you and I'll show you how to finish this row as well. When you come up to the end of row number 6, remember you got your 5 in a row. We skip the next one and just simply double crochet into the final single crochet here. Okay, so this bobbin, the first one, doesn't appear until this fan is done. So let's turn our work around and let's see what it looks like at this point. So you can see you got your fans and their bobbles going on, and it looks amazing. And let's just review the instructions once again. Now as per the instructions, it says as of rows number 7 to 18 you need to repeat rows from 3 to 6 all over again. So I've already filmed those. You can go back in the tutorial to figure out how to do that once again. So just go back to row number 3, 4, 5 and 6 and you gotta repeat that 3 more times. That's why all this writing is here. Once you have that done repeating 3 times, you're going to repeat rows number 3 to 5. Okay? So you actually, once you have this done, you're gonna repeat rows. Once you have this done, you're going to do rows 19 to 21 and that is repeating rows 3 to 5 only. Okay? So when you go to start the border, you should actually finish off by doing round number 5. So if that gives you any indication of where you need to be. So I got lots of stuff written down here in order for you to make that work. So you just have to do that. So in the next part of this tutorial I'm gonna show you how to do the final of the actual round that we're gonna do, and it's actually pretty easy. So let's go. So let's review on how to do the border. Obviously you're gonna have a lot more of the project underneath here. Okay, this is what it looks like. So what's gonna happen here is that we wanna start the border. The problem is the border in row number 5 that you're gonna be finishing off as per the instructions is gonna have this wave, but you don't have a wave along the side, nor is there a wave along the bottom or the other side. So we have to compensate for this wave in order to make it flat. This is like block number 1 where we finish off and we have to stabilize the wave or the jagged edge at the end. So let's insert our hook, let's turn our work and let's begin the final border. So let's begin. This is round number 22 and it says round because we're gonna go all the way around on your particular square. Let's go. We're gonna chain 3. 1, 2 and 3. So when the stitch is lower or going down, this will be stitch will be longer. So when we're on the tops of these we're going to be shorter. So really we're only gonna be playing, there's remember that there's 7 fans here, there's 7 double crochets. We're only gonna be playing in the middle 5 only and skipping over some stitches. So let's begin and let's continue. So skip the next double crochet. So we skip the next one and the next one after that according to this is 1/2 double crochet. And then it says 2 single crochet in the next 3. So 1, 2 and 3. 1/2 double crochet into the next one. So that was the middle 5 of your fan from the 7 underneath, if that makes any sense to you. So it says skip the next double crochet and here's the single crochet and you are going to put in a bobble at that point. So this is where your bobble is gonna appear. So we're still working with the bobbles at this point to make it work. The reality is that we have bobbles that are close to the edge on this side, so therefore they have to be close to the edge on this side as well. So pulling through. Oh, let me try that again. So just bobbling and that's in that single crochet spot. 2, 3, 4 and 5. So we're gonna bobble. So I'm skipping 1 stitch and then going for a bobble in the next one. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, pulling it through until you got 1 or 2 left on your hook. 2, pulling it through. So we skip the next stitch. We're going to 1/2 double crochet into the next one. And the next 3 are going to be 1 single crochets each because they're on the top of the hill. Okay, the next one is a 1/2 double crochet. We skip the next stitch. This is a single crochet. We're gonna do a bobbin. 2, 3, 4 and 5. Pulling it through everything. Okay, yarn over and pull through the final 2. Skip the next stitch. 1/2 double crochet. 3 single crochets next. 1, 2 and 3. And you want to continue that. So you can see that this edge is now getting flat because of what we're doing here, and you still have the maintenance of the bobbins that are happening at that point. So continue that. I'll meet you at the corner and I'll show you what to do at that point. So let's get all the way back to the other side. So we're just coming across and I'm putting my 3 in a row. The next one is a half double crochet, and we're gonna skip the last one and just come into the last one and just single crochet 3 times. So 1, 2 and 3. So you've now just made this whole edge flat just like you see there, so it's pretty good, but you're not gonna turn your work at all. You're just going like turn work as in going back the other way. You're just gonna continue down the edge. So according to the instructions, we have to work 41 single crochets all the way down the edge, just like we would with the other blocks that are in the sampler. If you don't get your 41, you're not gonna have the right amount of stitches to attach to its neighbor. So you just have to evenly space it. So you just have to look for where you think you can put in spaces and make sure you are counting as you're going and make sure it's even as possible. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, and continue to go all the way down, and you will have a total of 41 when you get there. So once you get to the final edge, you are going to put in 3 single crochets. So 1, 2 and 3. Turn the corner and you're gonna come up along the bottom side of your square and just 1 single crochet into each, and when you get to the other side of this, 3 single crochets each, and then come up the other side again, another 41 single crochets, and then make sure you put in 2 single crochets into the very starting here in order to make it complete. And so this will allow you to be able to attach to the neighbor, and you'll have the right amount of stitches to work with, and this is what it will look like. So it's got a really 3-dimensional look for this block. So that's it for today's tutorial. This is block number 2 of the 4-block Baby Sampler Afghan, and until next time, I'm Mikey on behalf of the crochetcrowd.com, and we'll see you again real soon. And we have 3 and 4 to still do at this point.